Oh.
Good evening, everyone. Could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to this month's town meeting. Could we start off with roll call?
Yeah. Gardner.
Here.
Christie.
Excused.
Deacon.
Here.
Pomelo.
Here.
Strubing. Here. Thomas.
Here.
And Watson.
Here. Great. If we could start approving minutes of previous minutes.
Make a motion, we will accept the minutes from the March 25th, April 4th, April 18th, and May 12th meetings as written.
I second.
We got a motion to accept and a second. All in favor? It's unanimous. I see no petitions or communications. Report of the town manager.
We have not met because we moved the meeting earlier for voting, so we have none.
Okay, great. All right, public hearings.
Yeah, starting off with 33-26, amendments to Standish Town Code, Chapter 181, changes to Section 181-7.1, form-based code village districts. And it is the town of Standish hereby ordains that Chapter 181 form-based code village districts of Standish Town Code be and hereby is amended as follows. Additions are underlined, deletions are struck out.
I make a motion to waive reading.
Second that.
All in favor? Unanimous. I see your name next to it, Mr. Watson. Would you like to talk about this?
Yeah, I could, but I'll just have Zach go over it real quick.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, sure. So some of the major changes with this are just kind of simplifying the whole code to make it a little easier to read and understand. We're combining some road types together. We're relaxing some of the architectural standards, but not so far as to get rid of some key character elements that we have in there. We're doing some lot size adjustments to align with state rules. We're getting rid of minimum setbacks for residential uses. Signs, we're consolidating all the sign regs into one spot, so that's easier to read and understand. We're allowing internally lit signs now as well. And those are kind of that's the big overarching picture if you have any specific questions.
Okay, great. Any public comments? Seeing none, any council comments? Let's have a vote.
Gardner.
Yes.
Deacon.
Yes.
Pomelo.
Yes.
Strubing.
Yep.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
6 yeses.
6 yeses, so passes.
And then moving on to 34-26, amendments to Standish Town Code, Chapters 181 blasting. The town of Standish hereby ordains that Chapter 181 blasting of the Standish Town Code be and hereby is amended as follows. Additions are underlined, deletions are struck out.
Motion that we waive the reading.
Second.
All in favor? We'll continue reading.
I was opposed. You didn't ask for opposed.
Well, I saw it's 5 yeses and 1 opposed.
Thank you.
That's why I knew you didn't, so we were gonna keep reading.
All right, so writing that down, 181-16 gravel pits, E type 3 operations, standards for new excavation operations, expansions over 5 acres in existing excavated areas and areas approved for excavation where the excavated area is 5 acres or larger. 4, excavation regulations, underline type 3, operations shall follow the excavation regulations listed below. And K, this is all added, all blasting associated with the use of a permitted gravel pit must also be permitted under the requirements of section 181-16.1. In addition, no such blasting except that which is reasonably necessary for the construction or maintenance of drainage ways or access ways as determined by the code enforcement officer shall occur within 200 feet of an abutting property boundary line or 300 feet of a structure not owned by the applicant, except if written
Point
permission.
of order, I will agree to a motion to waive the remainder of the reading.
So can we have a new motion and then a new second? Would you like to?
I'll
make that?
move to waive the remainder of the reading.
A second?
Second that.
All in favor? Unanimous. Zach, you want to talk about that one again?
So with blasting, we kind of differentiated between, we wanted to make it a little bit better in terms of blasting as part of a gravel pit versus blasting as part of a residential construction. So most of these changes are in reference to that's blasting to in residential construction. We still have blasting in a gravel pit will require written permission to blast within 200 feet of a property line or 300 feet of a structure. Under state law, and pre-blast surveys are required for a radius of half a mile. So that holds. The big changes are blasting not in a gravel pit and removing 300 or less cubic yards will require a permit from the CEO and notice to property owners with 500 feet of the property. So pre-blast surveys and well testing must be done at the blaster's expense for any structures within 250 feet of that area, but notice for 500 feet. Blasting not in a gravel pit and removing greater than 300 cubic yards will require a permit from the planning board, and it will require notice to property owners within 500 feet where the blasting will occur. Pre-blast surveys and well testing must be done at the blaster's expense for any structures, wells within 500 feet. And that's kind of the big change, the big changes there. Let me know if there's any other questions.
Great, thank you. Are there any public comments? Please state your name and address.
Yes, sir. Larry Gronin with RJ Gronin Sons. We have a gravel pit off of Middle Road. So I'm looking at this more as a gravel pit owner. So a couple comments. I did go to the planning board meeting last night and talked with Scott about and back and forth on some of our concerns on just specific wordings. There's overarching, I think it's a decent draft and a decent ordinance and pretty fair. And had some further emails between Zach and Scott today. But one thing that I did want to note that I know there was a public announcement, but there was zero communication with owners, and there's only 7 or 8 in the town. So I just thought that was odd because it does directly affect pit owners. But whatever, we figured it out and was able to review it over the weekend and whatnot. So I think overall it's fine. I'm not trying to slow down the process tonight, but I did communicate with the planning folks that I do still think there are some small tweaks that could happen, and I think there was some agreement there, but I think that can happen after the fact. So I'm not going to get into the weeds, and I just wanted that for the record.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so just to follow up, if you don't mind, we did talk with Larry a little bit today, and we're fine passing this as is. We want to revisit it maybe in July or August as soon as we can to just clean a couple things up. So that's all.
Fair enough. Any other public comments? Anybody? No? Any council comments?
I do. Could you clarify what those tweaks are?
Larry may be able to answer that better. I think he had just some minor wordsmithing here and there. Maybe there was a typographical area referencing a section. We're not talking major changes here. I don't think we.
I'll speak to it briefly if you'd like. There was some literally just strictly grammatical things, dashes, and it should have been a period and vice versa. There was a few of those.
One of the ways that's relevant, if I may briefly mention, is that if they are minor changes that don't substantially change it, you can incorporate them into what we have now and not necessarily wait. But if they are not minor and significantly change the ordinance, then it would be something that would need to wait.
Yeah, I submitted those today. So I think some of the very, very just grammatical things, I think they said that could be updated even before it's published and whatnot. And then there was just some things like they would define something, and it just seems like it's used differently throughout one of the sections, is like the definition of who is being noticed, so it was like section D in the blasting ordinance, but it seemed more appropriate to have it D1. So again, pretty minor things, but in the rest of the section, consistently talks about defining the abutter as D1. So just trying to be consistent. It's really, unfortunately, I've dealt with ordinances quite a bit in other towns, and I think consistency is important. So
is it safe to say that it's more of housekeeping rather than policy?
housekeeping,
Okay.
yes.
So minor things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have another comment, if I may.
Sure.
When I was out and about, a resident approached me and told me about an experience that claimed to have taken place in Gorham, where there was some blasting that resulted in contamination of wells with sulfur. This was only a day or so ago, so I haven't had really any time to review it. And my initial cursory inquiry on my own, I found some things referring to PFAS contamination in Gorham in late '25, but nothing specifically mentioning sulfur. I don't know if anybody else knows anything about some event resulting from sulfur contamination as a result of blasting in Gorham? No? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
My name's Tony Folsom. Last night it brought up about the time in which they're gonna notify people, whether it's the day before and all this. And I brought up last night and I wanna bring it up tonight. I wanna speak on behalf of the animals that people have that live next to blasting, and that I think people should be notified well enough in advance so they'll be around to either take care of the dog the day before, that day of the blasting, so people don't come home to dog tearing the house apart or something like that. So I just want to make sure that is recognized, that I brought that up last night, and that's one of the things that's going to be evened out. So just want to know.
Thank you.
I'll just conclude.
One second. I was just saying, thank you for that, because as a dog owner, I would definitely want a notice of something like that, because my dogs would go nuts.
Yeah, and it's not just dogs, it's animals.
Safety. I have a horse too, and he would have been probably through the fence, so.
So I just think someone should be notified, in time enough that they can plan for the day that it's gonna happen. Now, I understand that weather and all this can change, and they don't have that blasting, but I just think neighbors should be aware of it as much as possible for animals' sake.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just briefly state that there have been several instances where people have said they didn't get adequate notice about this. Those who handle gravel picks, residents who are particularly concerned about this. And I just would suggest that the council might be better served by tabling this and to have a further workshop to make sure that the public is appropriately informed, all segments of the population, those in the business of using explosives, residents and others. It's an important issue because half the people in Maine get their water from wells, and it's an appropriate concern, and we should not be rushing it through. Thank you.
Can we vote?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
No.
Pomelo,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
So it's 5 yeses, 1 no. It passes.
All right, so moving on to the last public hearing, 35-26. Amendments to Standish Town Code, Chapter 181, Capital Impact Fees. The Town of Standish hereby ordains that Chapter 181, Capital Impact Fees of the Standish Town Code be and hereby is amended as follows. Additions are underlined, deletions are struck out. 181
To waive the reading.
Second. All in favor? That's unanimous. So, is this you again, Zach?
Yeah, so just briefly, again, this is proposing an ordinance amendment to our impact fee section that would add a corridor fee for future improvements to the Route 25 corridor from the Route 25-35 intersection down. So again, this would be hammered out at the planning board stage when subdivisions come through or other projects come through that are expected to put traffic through that intersection. They would have to pay this fee at that time, and it'll be worked out between the engineers and our third-party engineer about how much traffic is actually going to be put on. And again, the improvements that we're actually proposing were outlined in a study conducted by our third-party engineer in 2025. That's the big picture. Let me know if there's any other questions.
Great, thank you. Public comments? Council comments? Vote.
Gardner,
Yes?
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo.
Yes.
Strubing.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
So passes. So we will now, that takes care of public hearings. We'll move on to committee reports. Appointments Committee and Personnel Committee, my committees, we did not meet, so there is nothing to report. We'll move on to Mr. Deacon, Transportation.
I would like to suggest that it could be a good idea to have the Portland Water District Committee meet to address issues of land owned by the water district that's not used for reservoir purposes that might be taxed. It could be something that could help the town budget. We're in the budget season. I'm just looking for ways to help us save money. So I would encourage the Water District Committee to meet to consider that at some future time. The Transportation Committee did not meet, but I did attend the Greater Portland Council of Governments meeting. I did see Mr. Cross was one of the featured persons on the big screen talking about ways in which Standish and other towns save money by working together to have bulk buying. We're always looking for ways to save money, and I appreciate how town departments and employees are trying to be good stewards of our funds, and I thank them for that. One of the other things that was mentioned at the Greater Portland Council of Government meetings was there was a study that they did of a countywide tax as a way to address property values and taxes. In that proposed tax in the study, the way it was presented, again, just a theory, nothing concrete has been presented for legislation by the state. But if we did have a county tax, the one that was suggested, the amount of funds that was expended in Standish, we would get back essentially 100% of what people were spending. A lot of the taxes.
Can I ask how this pertains to his committee report?
We are doing committee reports, and one of the committees I'm on, I am the representative of the Greater Portland Council of Governments, of which you are also, I believe, one of the persons, but did not attend. So I'm reporting out to the public what happened and why it's significant. It's important to try to save money. And this is a program that would raise $500,000 potentially to help the town save money. And I would encourage the town to follow up on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. Let's move to capital improvements.
We did not meet, so nothing to report on.
Nothing to report. Finance Committee?
Our meeting is postponed until next Monday, the 8th at 4 p.m.
The 8th at 4 p.m. Economics?
We didn't meet.
No meeting. Ordinance?
Ordinance meeting is canceled for this month just to let the new chair and the new appointments meet. But I would encourage whoever's on that new ordinance committee, whether it's any of us or new counselors, maybe get together or come, hear what the ordinance committee was talking about and working on. So there's some continuity there. And then also the planning board reached out to me, and they like to have a planning board member present at our ordinance committee meetings, just so there's some more continuity between the committees there, so they know what is going to affect them and vice versa. So, but nothing else to report.
That's great. All right, that's a great idea. Consent calendar, nothing. And unfinished business.
44-26, amendments to Standish Town Code, Chapter 245, Solid Waste Recycling and Management, Section 245-9, License Application. The Town of Standish hereby ordains that Chapter 245, Solid Waste Recycling and Management, Section 245-9, License Application of the Standish Town Code be and hereby is amended as follows. Additions are underlined, deletions are struck out. A, any person desiring to receive a license referred to in this article shall present a written application therefore to the town clerk on a form provided by the town accompanied by the appropriate license fee. Licenses shall be issued only after review by the Public Works Director and approval by, struck out is council and added is town manager.
Great. Public comments? Any council comments? Yes.
Can I just get some clarification on receive a license referred? Does that just mean a major dump trip, or I guess I'm not understanding what that means.
It's nothing to do with our transfer station. It's basically a license to do business within the town. It's for people to do, like, that you see the dumpsters in town. There's standards that have to be met, saying that they meet the standards.
Perfect.
Within that.
Thank you.
And this is just housekeeping. The council doesn't have to be involved in this process at all. So this is just housekeeping to move it down the road a little quicker.
Yep. I think we talked about it before. Any other questions, comments? Roll call.
Gardner?
Yes.
Deacon?
Yes.
Pomelo?
Yes.
Strubing?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
And Watson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
All right, 45-26, amendments to Standish Town Code, Chapter 252, Streets and Sidewalks, Section 252-3, naming and numbering of streets and roads. The Town of Standish hereby ordains that Chapter 252, Streets and Sidewalks, Section 252-23, naming and numbering of streets and roads of the Standish Town Code be and hereby is amended as follows. Additions are underlined, deletions are struck out.
Motion to waive the reading.
I
Second.
second.
All in favor? Unanimous. I believe this is the same thing as the last thing. It's just moving it from the council to the town manager and getting us out of this business. We've talked about it the last few meetings. Are there any public comments or questions on this? Seeing none, any council comments?
I raised before, and I think it's an inappropriate thing to suggest that we ask the Town Historical Society to suggest names of roads to honor persons or things that have significant historical value in the town, and naming of streets and is one way to do that. And I would encourage the town manager to solicit names from the Historical Society so that they're available to suggest from time to time.
Excellent. Roll call.
Gardner?
Yes.
Deacon?
Yes.
Pomelo?
Yes.
Strubing?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
And Watson?
Yes.
46-26, amendment to Standish Town Code, Chapter 3, Administration of Government, Article 3, Town Council, Section 3-10, Communications, Attendance at Meetings. Ordered that the Town of Standish hereby ordains the following amendments to the Administration of Government Ordinance effective July 1, 2026 upon adoption. Additions are underlined and deletions are struck through, and this is 3-10 Communications, Attendance at Meetings, D, starting with the struck out 2008, 2009, and then added 2026 to 2027 fiscal year. Compensation of the town council members shall be struck out $1,500 and added $300 per year to be paid in 4 quarterly payments.
Any public comments? All right, so just to let everybody know, I'm gonna vote no on this only because this is my last meeting. And I think that this should be something that's brought up to the new council coming in. Maybe they want the 1,500, maybe they don't, maybe they want less. But just throwing that out there. And roll call.
Gardner?
No.
Deacon?
No.
Pomelo,
No.
Strubing,
No.
Thomas,
Yes.
and Watson.
Yes.
All right, that is
4
4
noes and
noes.
2 yeses. Doesn't pass.
Point of order, that means that councils will continue getting their $1,500, is that correct?
Right, unless it wants to be bringing it back up next
Scott could
round.
speak.
What's that?
Scott has a comment.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What happens with the budget? We
Right.
only budgeted the 300. So this order was matching the budget that we approved.
Could take it out of council contingency, I would assume. I would assume.
Could do that with an order, yeah.
Thank you.
Next.
It won't affect it until October anyway, the first quarter of the next fiscal year. So we've got time.
Okay, great. We're gonna move to new business.
Yep, 48-26, authorize Standish Food Pantry to hold a charity toll on the Moody Road in July, whereas the Standish Food Pantry is a nonprofit organization whose fundraising efforts serve the residents of Standish, and whereas the Standish Food Pantry desires to hold a charity toll on the Moody Road as a fundraiser for their organization, now be it ordered that the Standish Town Council authorizes the Standish Food Pantry to hold a charity toll on the Moody Road on July 18th and 19th, 2026, and further order that the Director of Public Works will direct the Standish Food Pantry members where they can set up in the area of the transfer station.
Any public comments? Council comments?
I must recuse myself as a co-founder and member of the board of the food pantry. I should not vote on this. Thank you.
We'll have 1 abstain. Any other questions? Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
I have Deacon as abstained.
Yep.
Pomelo, Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
5.
Yeses.
And then 49-26, receive list of delinquent personal property accounts from Finance Director as required by the Personal Property Tax Collection Policy. Whereas the Town Council Order 37-15 adopted the outstanding personal property tax collection policy, which provides the procedural outline for the Finance Department staff to follow in collection of unpaid personal property taxes. And whereas in April, the Finance Department has reviewed outstanding accounts and sent letters to taxpayers in question as required in the policy. And whereas in May, the Finance Director sent second letters to the taxpayers in questions per council order as required in the policy. And whereas the policy requires that the following list of delinquent taxpayers is then presented to the Town Council at their June meeting, the list is attached. Now be it ordered that the town attorney and/or finance director are authorized to take all necessary actions, including filing civil lawsuits to collect all delinquent personal property taxes, including interest and cost of suit for the municipal tax year 2024 against those named on the attached list to collect as recommended by the Finance Committee.
Okay, great. Scott?
Yeah, this is the next step in the personal property collection policy, authorizing myself and or the town attorney to take all necessary actions to collect any outstanding personal property for 2024.
Same as every year. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Public comments? Council comments?
Scott, what's
Jen?
the total?
I was gonna ask that.
Total. I'm sorry, I don't have the order in front of me. I can get that.
Roll call. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
and Watson.
Yes.
6 yeses.
And then 50-26, approve renewal of waste hauler licenses. Ordered that the following waste hauler license application renewals, upon approval of the Director of Public Works, are approved by council to expire June 30, 2027. Allagash Waste Services LLC, Casella Waste, Triano Waste Services, Inc., Waste Management Portland.
Any public comments? Any public comments? Any council comments? Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
and Watson.
Yes.
51-26, confirmation of town clerk's appointments of election warden. Order that the town clerk's appointment of Sandra Osterreiter to serve as election warden through June 30, 2027 is confirmed by the town council.
Any public comments? Council comments?
I'd like to thank all those who volunteered to be persons who handle the voting and wardens at our elections. Our elections are an important part of our Republican form of government and preserve our democracy. And all those who volunteer for duties like this encounter a sacred public trust that is very important to us. And I thank all of them for that effort. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. Any comments? Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo,
Yes.
Strubing.
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
and Watson.
Yes.
6 yeses, so passes.
52-26, confirmation of town manager's appointments and fire chief's nominations to various town positions. Order that the following town manager's appointments are confirmed by the town council. Robert Karen, Director of Public Safety, Fire Chief and EMS, open-ended. James Paul, Code Enforcement Officer, June 30, 2027, and the rest of these are 2027. We have Seth Gomont, Code Enforcement Officer, Jacqueline Dyer, Code Enforcement Officer Alternate, James Paul, Building Inspector, Seth Gomont, Building Inspector, James Paul, Local Plumbing Inspector, Seth Gomont, Local Plumbing Inspector, James Paul, Electric Inspector, Seth Gomont, Electric Inspector, Ruth Ann Lebrec, General Assistance Administrator, Tasha Pinkham, General Assistance Administrator Alternate. Further order that the following fire chief nominations are confirmed by the town manager. Jacob Bradway, Animal Control Officer, open-ended. William Watson, Animal Control Officer Alternate, open-ended. And Robert Karen, Harbor Master, June 30, 2027.
Any public comments? Council comments? Phil?
I'm going to abstain from this because I have a conflict with the Director of Public Safety and the Harbor Master. He's my son, so I'll be abstaining.
Any other comments? Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo is abstained. Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
5 yeses, so passes.
All right, 53-26, town council appointments to various boards and committees. Ordered that the following town council appointments are made through the dates shown.
Motion to waive the reading of the list.
Second? All in favor? Perfect. Any public comments? Council comments?
And I guess I'll abstain from this one because it does have, my son is, I guess he's Emergency Management Director, so I'll also abstain from this vote.
Be safe than sorry, huh? One abstain. Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo marked as abstained. Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
5 yeses, so passes.
54-26, approve warrant for annual town meeting. Order that the warrant for the annual town meeting is approved by the town council. Said meeting will be held on June 13th, 2026, beginning at 9 a.m. at the Standish Municipal Center. A copy of the warrant is attached. The annual town meeting will be held in the town council chambers.
Public comments? Any council comments? Roll call?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo.
Yes.
Strubing.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes.
55-26, authorize use of town council contingency account funds to the Main Strong Memorial Fund for a donation. Order that the finance director is authorized to use an amount not to exceed blank from the council contingency account to donate to the Main Strong Memorial Fund to support the first responders and families impacted by the Searsmont lumber mill explosion.
May I be heard on that?
I was just gonna go to you.
Thank you. I have asked that this order be brought before the town council as a result of the May 15th Robbins lumber mill explosion in Searsmont. I understand it's not a Standish matter, but I think it's really important that we support our first responders and their families. And so I would like to use $500 from the council contingency account to support those people. There were 12 injured who were mill workers and first responders, and one firefighter, Andrew Cross, lost his life in that. I think that would be a fitting thing for the residents of Standish.
Can I make an amendment to that? I think we should do $1,200 because you had 12 people injured. I think we should put 1,200 in there. And they are members of our Standish community because we have the Robbins Lumber up in Baldwin that employs probably people from Standish in our community. So
I'll second that.
I would like to.
We have a motion to 1,200. We have a second. All in favor?
I'll just make a comment
And
too.
we'll should we vote on this first, or do you want to?
It's just
Go ahead.
adding information to it. I don't think
Okay,
it's
go
point
ahead.
of order matters. I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that the fire chief, myself, two other employees, two other firefighters on their day off went up and cooked 4,000 meals for the warden who died, and all of our leftover, we got chips and water and food donated, and all the leftovers we gave to them for the funeral for the following day. So I just wanted you to know, like, we took time off, like unpaid, to go up there and serve these people. So I'm just thankful, especially the fire department showed up big for that.
Go ahead.
One question, because is this money coming out of the contingency from this year? Because we just heard that the contingency might be affected because we just voted down our salary decrease. So I wanted
It would be this year.
this year's.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
there's
this year.
plenty of it in 1,200s. Okay, good.
Can I make a request when this happens, that donation be recognized from the Standish Town Council and all residents, since it's on their behalf?
I'd just like to, the public may know, but it's important that everyone know that all across the state of Maine, there are many small and volunteer fire departments. It's very difficult to recruit. The training that's required is quite extensive. And as such, it's still very difficult to fill many of those positions. And it's a tremendous personal commitment to be a firefighter in a small town and to commit to that training. And we need to recognize that these people have given a great deal to their community, and there are many who continue to do that. And what little we do here is pales in comparison to all that they have offered in service to the community. And I'm thankful that it was suggested that we do this. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's get back to the motion for 1,200, and then we'll go to anybody else that wants to. Do you want to talk before we vote on it, or is it
Yeah,
going to
just
make it a
wanted-
point?
Just wanted to say, Councilor Thomas, would you like to include something with the,
Yeah, I'd be happy to prepare a letter to
Check.
go with that. Yep.
thank you.
Great. So we have a motion, we have a second, and let's, all in favor? And that's unanimous, so we'll make a donation in 1,200. Can we have roll call on this order?
Gardner,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Pomelo,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
And Watson.
Yes,
6 yeses, so it passes.
All right, 56-26, renew finance director's contract, whereas the finance director's contract is due to expire June 30, 2026, and whereas it is in the town's best interest to renew the finance director's contract, now therefore be it ordered that the finance director's contract is hereby extended for a period of 3 years. Attached, renewed finance director's contract.
Any public comments? Council comments? Oh, were you coming up? Sorry, I went a little too fast, sorry.
I would like it to be the table to vote it down. I don't really think the quick time that it's been turned around, people have a chance to look at it or see what's going on with it, so myself, I'd like to see the council either vote no or turn it down. That's my input, please.
All right, I will go to any council comments. We'll go Lisa and then we'll go.
I would also agree. We got this on Thursday via email, Friday in the mailbox. To have time to look at it and compare the changes to last year, I think it would be fair to have the council make sure that everyone has reviewed it before voting on it.
Phil?
I reviewed it. Scott does a great job. I don't understand why we'd even consider, pausing this contract.
Just to clarify too, he's been here for about 18 years and has had a contract since he's gotten here. This isn't any, and I know like the new counselors don't know, but it's not new.
Right, it's the same gentleman that's been there for a while. Are there any changes that are like, that we could talk about right now to make sure that
Now, if we deep
everybody's on the
dive
same
into
page?
it, we'd go into executive session, but
Okay.
there are no substantial changes from last year.
No substantial changes.
Mr. Chair, Counselor Thomas had her hand up.
Yep, I'll go with that
I
one.
wanted to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss.
Second.
Yep, I know. All in favor? I don't,
4 out of 5 is majority.
I'm not, I'm sorry, I was looking. I'm trying to figure out, I'm gonna say no.
Well, may I add pursuant to Title I, Section 405, subsection 6, paragraph A of the Maine revised statutes, the town council can move the discussion of a town employee personnel contract to executive session if, in case anything comes up that might be detrimental or cause him to appear in a negative light, it's better to do it in executive session.
We just need at least three of you to vote yes.
Which we did.
So move to executive session.
Perfect. That
And
would-
so we would have to postpone the vote of this until the July meeting.
Do we have to postpone it, or can we meet an executive right now and then come out and vote on it?
Well, if it takes an hour, that means everyone's sitting for an hour. I mean, we could in theory.
What are Robert's rules?
It doesn't define, we can take an hour and do it, or we can.
But I'm saying if you voted to go into executive session, then you go into executive session. Right? That's
Exactly, so
Robert's
what-
Well, that's.
So what are you
when we
saying
get-
though? So we could have it after, but that means we can't vote in an executive session. We have to come back
No, we have to come
out to
back out.
public.
So,
Correct, right.
So do we do it now, or we could postpone it to July to share to vote on it? So are we gonna have our IT people and everyone wait for an hour or however long it takes? Maybe it's 5 minutes, Jen?
Can I amend my motion? I'd like to just go into executive session for 15 minutes so we can see where we're at and if we need additional time.
Second.
all in favor? Say, let's just go.
So my office, and Scott, you're
Hold
welcome
on,
to
excuse
join.
me. To go into executive session, I would make a motion that we include our town manager to go into executive session with us. We have to have a vote on that. And also, I would like to have Scott be able to go
I'll
into
second that.
executive session.
All in
Did it-
favor?
Scott's choice, yeah.
I'd like to call the meeting back to order. First thing, well, we can't really discuss everything that we talked about, but we do want to make it known that is nothing against Scott or anything that he's done. Job performance, we think he's done a wonderful job. Everybody does. He's worked here for 18 years and done great things. It was really more of a charter conversation, that his position, not just him, just his position alone was the only position left in the town that is not, that has a contract. And under the charter, it says that the town manager has control, dominion over all staff members and not. So we felt, or the question was, should the council have dominion over his position instead of the town manager? And so that's where the discussion went and what we was talking about. Nothing about Scott himself. It was more of the position as a charter issue and a contract issue. Did I cover everything?
Yeah, if I might just add.
Yep.
The town only has contracts with 2 people employed. One is the town manager and one's the finance director. So this is more to be a consistency issue and to give the town manager the authority to handle her staff without interference with the council.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna further add, we have every year an auditor come in, an independent auditor. He is from Old Orchard. He has nothing to do with Scott, and he says Scott and the town of Standish is one of his favorite places and people to be. We're organized, we're consistent. He gives everything. He meets with all the staff, and Scott and his staff have always gotten a 10. So this is more of a consistency, as they said, for that no one else does. And Scott is a fabulous employee, and I'm thankful for him.
Okay. With that said, let's vote on 5626.
Gardner,
Yes, no.
How are we voting? Can you clarify? I'm sorry.
So a no vote would
Does not
eliminate
renew.
the contract, would not renew, and then without the contract, he still falls underneath the town manager. He will then continue on without a contract.
Thank you.
Right? Correct. Okay. So let's start that again. A no is to get rid of the contract, basically.
Gardner,
No.
Deacon,
No.
Pomelo. Oh, I'm sorry.
Abstained. Absent.
And then Strubing,
Yeah, sorry, no.
Thomas.
No.
And Watson.
Yes.
All right. So that is 4-1, 4 nays.
4-1. All right.
And make a comment. I'd just like to say, we look forward for your continued excellent service, and thank you very much for all that you do for the town. We look forward to that continued service. Thank you.
Always 100%.
All right, next up, we will open it up for any public items. You state your name and your address, and you'll have 5 minutes.
Carolyn Beagle, 141 Ospey Trail East. I had planned to be here earlier to talk about order number 3324, changes to the land use code. Unfortunately, I got trapped at work a little bit later. But I am here tonight, and I know you've already voted, but I know you can also reconsider because this order does have a number of significant changes to the code for the village districts. And although some of those changes may be great improvements, too many run counter to the recently adopted comprehensive plan's vision of retaining the rural character of Standish. And because all the changes were lumped into one order, I believe the net effect does more harm than good for the town. Now, after the last comprehensive plan was adopted by the council formed a citizen committee that was tasked with reviewing the ordinances. Not a small group, but a citizen committee. And they had consultation with professionals from urban planning that specialized in smart growth, and they helped us all learn about language, ordinance language, specific details, how they matter. And I'm really disappointed that the council did not go in that direction this time around. There's so many complex issues that need to be discussed, clearly understood. Details matter, consequences matter if we want to implement the vision from the comp plan. Now, for the past 3 years, I've served on the planning board, and I did bring together a picture. I don't know if we can project it up on the screen, but it's a project that was recently completed, Maine Ophthalmology. This project, I think you have a picture of it, and hopefully you can bring it up.
Oh, yeah, 10 seconds or so.
This project came before the board, and as many projects that have come before the board, it did not include specific elements, design elements that are required by the code. But can we clear that up a little bit?
I think it's still loading.
Okay.
Coming in.
But when you look at that picture, what's your reaction?
Looks nice.
It does look nice, doesn't it? What do you see that makes it look nice?
I think the lighting with the trees and the building itself.
Right. So when that,
The sign looks nice.
yes, and so what happened with this particular project, when it came before us, that window is a requirement, it was a requirement of the code until tonight. Now, see how it's lit in the evening? That when it came before for the board, there was no window there. And the applicant wanted additional signage. And the board, not the planner, not the planning department, the board said, no, we're going to retain that signage that's consistent with all the signage on Northeast Road. And per the code, we're going to require you to put in that window as a condition of approval. It shouldn't have even had to be a condition of approval because it's part of the code, but the code doesn't seem to be enforced in this community. Fortunately, we put it in as a condition of approval. Now, if you watch that building be constructed over time, you would notice that everything was happening except there was no window. Well, from when that project got approved, this board decided it was okay to have signage on the building instead. So instead of having that beautiful window that is really such a beautiful design feature with great curb appeal, that would have been a big sign with a big yellow state for Maine Ophthalmology, instead of having this attractive building on our streetscape with the externally lit signs that you can see are clearly adequate to advertise that building. What I really wish this board would do, this council would do, is even for 1 year, demand that the planning department, all of the aspects of the planning department, follow the existing code. If you look at every eyesore that you see down in this community, it's because the code has not been followed or, and that actually falls on you folks because ultimately you're the ones responsible for that.
Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Any other public items?
Yes, I have another one, separate issue.
You get 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. So,
You already used your 5 minutes.
yeah, this is a separate issue, different public item. I noticed that in the Colonial Marketplace parking lot, all the trees have been cut down, and I'm wondering what the plan is to follow the approval, the site plan approval criteria that demanded that they have trees in the parking lot. Can anybody tell me what the plan is for the trees?
I asked that same question.
And what did you find for an answer?
No answer as of yet, other than the trees are hard to keep alive. But I agree with you, it needs the trees. it does not look good without the trees.
It's not only that it doesn't look good, it was a condition of approval. It was part of the code.
Yeah.
And that's been the overall problem with this. Now we're allowing neon signs, we're allowing sprawl with all the externally lit signs. We just had one vet business that went in, 3 externally lit signs for one business, big bright blue. So when you're talking about retaining rural character, these changes run counter to that. And you all just voted to essentially undermine the people's comprehensive plan efforts to retain rural character. And I just think that's such a sad statement.
I will point out, we did have several members of the comprehensive plan attend the meetings where the ordinances were discussed. So there were members of the comprehensive plan there.
And I'd like to just say that if you have a planning department that project after project after project came before us, where the applicant was not even coached about how to meet the plan. And so they had to come back before us multiple times while we fought against the planning department to have them meet the code. Why does that happen? And then if it's the same people that are doing the language for the comp plan ordinance changes, that's a real problem.
Okay, thank you.
May I make a comment? Very briefly.
It's usually in public comments as they come up, make a comment, then there's no back and forth. There is an announcement section, so if you wanna, I'll come to you on during that. If there are no more public comments or items. All right, so announcements, if you wanted to make an announcement.
Sure. About a year ago, it did come before the board whether or not to require contractors to put trees in parking lots, and I opposed the, I wanted to have the trees, but the majority of the council voted to remove the requirement to have trees. I just wanted to be known that I do support the need for trees for shade to reduce cooling, reduce overheating in parking lots, as well as the rural character. I have supported that and continue to do so. Thank you.
Great. Mr. Watson.
Not really an announcement, but just as looking at that picture, I think a little internally lit sign above those windows would have been a lot less light pollution for those who are concerned about light pollution than what we see in that picture, lighting up all the trees and the parking lot and et cetera, so for what it's worth. Thank you.
And I would make this a comment about the picture for announcement. I have 2 announcements. If before anybody, I'll make one. I love the window. I think it looks great. I do. But I also think it's some things are a matter of opinion. We all not going to agree on what we want for the town and everything like that. I think a sign above would have looked just as nice. I do like the window though. Just my opinion. Any other announcements or anything? All right, so as many of you know, this is my last meeting. So I just wanted to kind of read a statement that I wrote. So obviously I already said good evening. At this time, this is my last council meeting and my last meeting serving as chair. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you. First, thank you to everyone who placed their trust in me and voted for me. Serving the community has been an honor and a privilege. I have never taken that for granted. And for those who didn't vote for me, well, hopefully over the last few years, I have earned your confidence. Public service isn't always easy, but it has always been worthwhile. I've had the opportunity to work alongside dedicated council members, town staff, volunteers, and residents who are deeply about the community. And I thank you all. Together, we had difficult conversations, some tonight, and made tough decisions and always worked toward what we believe was best for our town. It has truly been an honor to serve. Well, my time on the council is coming to an end. My commitment to the community is not. Thank you, and I wish the council and our town continued success in the years to come. Thank you. If there's nothing else,
Motion to adjourn.
I make,
motion to adjourn?
second.
Second, all in favor? Unanimous?
We have
Thank you.
signatures.